Welcome back to the Something's Wrong Here podcast. This is a Broken Reel Media production, and I am Randy, and the two asshats in the studio with me are...
Ken-Zee!
I'm Brian.
And we are in Kansas City, and what a time to live in the city of Kansas City. What do you guys think?
You damn boys!
Right?
Better than being a Cowboys fan, I'll tell you that.
It is. I'm a recovering Cowboys fan. I gave them up for Lent and just never went back. Tired of them.
How's that new fit feel?
It does. It feels good.
As a Chiefs fan.
It feels good.
Chiefs fan.
They got a new coach. The Cowboys do, and I don't even give two fucks.
Who is their coach?
Schottenheimer.
Oh, Brian Schottenheimer. That's it.
For our mean captain producer over here,
Okay.
I rarely go back to referencing Facebook or memes or shit that I post, but did you know that a punter has more playoff yards?
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, I saw that too. That was a great one.
Is it the Commanders punter?
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the joke.
More than Dak and Romo put together in a
Chiefs had that
championship
joke
game.
for a while when they threw a touchdown pass to Wanye Morris, the right tackle, and it's like he's got more receiving touchdowns than all these guys do.
And the thing is, it's funny every fucking time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you guys haven't caught on, what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of talk about the two championship games, what's going to happen in the Super Bowl, what we hope's going to happen, what we think's going to happen, which is probably going to be all wrong.
I think he's firmly on the bus, man.
I am. I have written off the Cowboys until Jerry Jones sells the team.
So we're going to have to bring back Dave Templeman for the Browns conversation with you.
Absolutely.
To quote the Grateful Dead, they had a lyric in a song that said, "The bus came by and I got on. That's when it all began."
Well, I have hopefully for you guys, me getting on the bus doesn't make it all just run off of a cliff.
Dude, I'm just telling you, I may have said it on here before when we talked about the Chiefs. As a fan from the early '90s, when it was such a fever pitch about the Chiefs in Kansas City, because they've been shitty all through the '80s. It's like a team that they couldn't even get to average hump, on the hump, man, on the downhill slide. And they bring in Schottenheimer, Carl Peterson, and they get you back to respectability. But that level of respectability bred this jaded, like they just couldn't. It's like the Chargers every year now. Chargers, I swear to God, at the beginning of every season, the Chargers are the pick to win the Super Bowl every year. And they do well. They made the playoffs this year. They're a decent team. But it's like they just can't get over that hump. They just cannot do it. And the Chiefs always fell in that same framework. And I'm telling you, Pat wins his first Super Bowl. I'm like, so this is how this feels. This is pretty fantastic.
Don't forget that Bills dynasty in the 90 in third world countries.
Who can do four things in a row?
All I'm going to say is enjoy it now, because I remember the Cowboy dynasty of the late 80s, early 90s. It goes away fast.
I'll say it again. Like, you have to understand, Kansas City fans, if they're my age or even your age, we lived through such a arid wasteland of sports mediocrity.
Yeah.
That I mean, 85 World Series Worlds. That's all that Kansas City sports fans hung their hat on forever, because the Chiefs were just lined up to take the precedence, and it's just like never happened.
I got a question for you guys.
Sure.
A philosophical football question.
Okay.
What is the spark of a dynasty? I'll start. I'm arguing it's the quarterback. Okay. And the reason I say it is you have the Tom Brady argument. You have an Aaron Rodgers argument. You have a lot of dynasty arguments.
I would say it's the quarterback. You're right. But I also want to say that it's probably the coach as well, because you have the Brady, the Belichick, you have the, you've got great correlation with like McNabb. Mm-hmm. Back in the day with Andy Reid, now you have Mahomes and Reid. I would say that you have to have two to make it.
So it's a coach-quarterback combo.
I would say that would.
The quarterback is most important.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because
it starts with the quarterback.
We saw what happened. We saw a geriatric skeleton Tom Brady go to Tampa Bay and win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And the next year, the Patriots, without him, did not do well.
No.
Did not. Fell off a cliff, man.
So I have a question for you then.
Okay.
Is it somewhat of a rotation?
Let me throw something out for you, and I'm going to do it from the context of the Chiefs. Just the things that I observe about the organization itself that lend it to success. obviously, first of all, Buffalo, thank you so much for trading your pick so we could draft Mahomes. Thank you for.
Don't forget to thank the Bears for passing on him too.
Thanks, Patriots, for trading us the pick that let us get in front of Buffalo to get Trent McDuffie, who is now a 2-time All-Pro corner. And also thank you, Buffalo, for trading back with us so we could draft Xavier Worthy this year.
God damn, that's a lot of accolades, guys.
So that's like, there's some things that have happened. But my point is, obviously having the generational talent at quarterback's a huge deal. Okay. Yeah. Andy Reid, obviously a successful coach, knows how to win, but to me, it's not, and this is where the organization of the Chiefs specifically comes in, is I don't think it's not just the coach and the quarterback. Part of it's the GM. You got to have somebody, you got to have great talent evaluators who can work with the coaching staff. Well, what does Dave Merritt want in his defensive backs? What does Spags want in linemen? What does Brendan, whatever his name, wants in linebackers? I don't know. What do they want? And do they want all-out physical specimens? Do they want smart players? Mm-hmm. So there's that. There's like this talent development pipeline. But the most important thing to me, and I see it because thankfully the Chiefs were smart and they put a lot of money into their multimedia department, people that are making promotional material for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because to show the franchise, dude, the Chiefs organization is, you can say that the players bitch about not having most updated practice facilities or all that, but the culture around that team is amazing. Like it really does seem like you're a family when you're inside the walls of that place. Andy Reid's known for being a player's coach who lets people kind of be who they are, but gives them quite a bit of leeway. But Kelsey was a hothead at the beginning of his career, and you knew that. Andy Reid knows you got talent. You got talent, kid. You got talent, but
shut your mouth.
Did he trust Big Red to make him a better player? And he did. I think he is.
Well, I mean, there's that, but you got to even look back into Kelsey shouldn't even be in the league. He got kicked out of college, and he shouldn't have been let back.
Yeah.
Goddamn potheads.
And I'll tell you right now.
I mean, and I'm not saying because of that. I'm just saying that they kicked him out, and his brother went to bat.
Yeah, he's an attitude problem guy.
He's
kind of problem child. Would you agree he gained wisdom, got more mature in time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did you, Brian? I want to.
But because of his history, though, I think a lot of people still correlate being a hothead with passion.
Yeah.
Because you can play with passion and anger, and the game's controlled aggression.
Yeah.
And like when he was screaming at Reed, I'm pretty sure he was screaming at him to let me back in. And that's passion. That's not like hot-headed. I run this.
Yeah.
Well, this is I want in. I can do this.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
You guys said QB, coach, and then we started going down the line. And then what hit me and kind of spawned a thought of me is like, okay, let's talk Kelsey for a second. Guy has a pretty low contract for who and what his status is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it because he doesn't need more money? He knows that, so it's ring time?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know if my opinion means jack shit because obviously I'm not in those shoes, but there does seem to be among NFL players and everybody in pro sports like the opportunity to go win championships. Mm-hmm. And I mean there's 32 teams in the league. One wins every year, right? Two play for the top.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I think that there's a big argument to be made that if you have had a somewhat successful, well, I mean, I'll give you two scenarios. One is if you're a guy like Trent McDuffie, he's a rookie, and all he's ever done is play for titles. Like George Karlaftis, all he's ever done is play for Super Bowl titles. Yeah. I honestly think that those guys probably a little bit less likely to take those team-friendly deals.
Well, then you have people like Hopkins.
Well, no, then that's where I'm coming to. That's kind of the opposite side, which is there's kind of, it's two-pronged is like with Mahomes and Kelsey. Mm-hmm. They're so marketable and they're such big personalities. And the thing is, they're not even the downstream effects from that are what cause it because everybody on the Chiefs gets those like sponsorship things now.
Mm-hmm. Can I throw a pretty good example at that? Sure. Yeah. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. He wanted money.
He wanted. He got it.
He wanted money. He left, and now what's he doing? Looking for a new team?
You know what a better question would be for him if you could get him to answer it would be, hey, would you just have taken the Chiefs offer instead of, because what happened when he left was Devontae Adams got that like $30 million a year deal.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs had pitched him like a 26, 28 or something. It was something like that. It was a lot of fucking, that's like $25 million.
That's like 8 Lamborghinis.
It's like $25 million to play a fucking game. That's
$2 million a $500,000 a week.
But now if you tell him, hey, you would have made a couple million less a year, paid a little more in taxes, but you'd be playing for your fourth Super Bowl title. And that's weird because his ego and money are in play, but I'm just telling you.
Well, it comes with incentives and paychecks that come.
I guarantee you endorsements on a 4th Super Bowl for him are greater than contract basis.
He would have made up that money.
All right, now that we're talking about money, I want to ask you guys a fun one.
I like money.
Do you guys know why the Chiefs don't have a cool practice facility and that rolling cover that everyone dreams of for the stadiums?
Space, money.
What?
Money.
Money?
Money.
I don't know.
You're right. It is money. Obviously, the Hunt family is paying the refs.
Oh yeah,
There's no other explanation. Obviously,
that's a big bar tab too, man. I'm telling you.
And also that punter who missed 3 and 1. We paid him handsomely. I would assume that's a contract. I would.
I'm just telling you. I mean, we paid Dalton Kincaid to drop that last ball.
How? Oh my God, we're gonna pay more people than you just gave thanks to.
I'm not even worried about it.
Fuck me.
What does it take to build a champion? There's a lot of money.
That being said,
could Jerry Jones afford that?
What does it take to have a beer? A lot of money.
There is a lot of, we'll say, coin toss plays that go in their favor. And I think they're under the microscope too, and so people are looking for those.
Call it a script. Call it a script.
I'm not going to call it a script.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that's the name of the game. If you would say anything's been fixed in the NFL, I don't think it's the result of I don't think it's the wins or losses. I think it's fucking manipulating money lines, like fucking with spreads.
I do think that potentially if they were going to manipulate it, it's to keep the games closer.
Sure. Yeah.
So where I want to
on big network.
That's where you couple up with spreads like money line betting.
Let me throw some absurdity at you. Bills Chiefs.
You're good at that.
I do believe that the NFL is not scripted, but there's a bias to keep people captivated, entranced.
I don't know.
It's entertainment. It's an entertainment industry.
Aspect. So I think fouls are somewhat biased. Okay. Now I will say though, I want to take this and go to a level of absurdity.
Okay.
No fucking way. You can't keep that many people quiet with a script.
That I totally agree with.
There's no fucking way.
There is old players that are coming out saying, "Oh, it's scripted, this, that, and the other." But is it for attention? Because you say some crazy shit, you get rewards these days. Yeah. So
okay, let's play another game. Everyone wants to play mob mentality. It's scripted, etc. Should we sue Buffalo Wild Wings for their commercial where they had the ref kick over this or top that so that the game goes longer and they're selling more wings and beer? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's a great commercial.
But but at the same time, if there was no social media, there was no 98 cameras on every angle, that would be what the NFL would do to keep the game going.
Well, you go back to like the Des Bryant touchdown where they were playing, I think, Green Bay. Took 3 steps, reach across, dive, hit the ground, the ball goes away, and no catch. Then you go into like last week and you had a 30-yard pass to Xavier Worthy, I believe it was.
Yep.
Jump ball always goes the offense, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Pinned against the body, the ball doesn't move, but it does. They're in the air, comes down, it touches the ground.
Well, it does because you can't make the burden of proof on a catch that you have to have your hand under the, because if just for sake of example, if you dived and caught a ball right here in my hands, and I caught it like nose up, nose down, right? So if I caught it and I came down and the ball hit the ground, as long as that ball doesn't shift in my hands,
correct,
it's a catch.
But at the same time, there was no clear possession of who had it. Is that considered a catch?
That's your tie goes to the passing team.
It's a design for point sport, not a design.
That's where I'm saying some argumentative points happen in a game, and they tend to go the Chiefs' way. But I'm not saying they got it wrong. I'm not saying they got it right.
What about in the second
It looked
I
like
can't remember whether it's the second quarter or the first. I think it's the second quarter. It's about halftime. But what about the play where Hollywood Brown almost gets his helmet ripped off on the sideline? No call. And not only is there no call, but if you watch the replays from the game, there's a fucking ref. There's like a line judge.
Oh, yeah.
They cut that replay off short.
Looking right at it. Like,
They cut they cut that replay off short before that, and it was because the boos were getting intenser.
That's crazy.
and we've
dude.
talked about it. There is a foul on every single play in football. Now, how flagrant, how obvious, how much did it affect the play? Something like that. I mean, anytime somebody's helmet gets half ripped off, there should be something.
Yeah.
I think like the last play in Denver, Bo Nix had his damn near helmet ripped off.
I wish I would have ripped his head off.
That's not very nice.
Fuck that guy, dude.
He seems all right.
I don't care. He's a fucking Bronco, dude. Fuck him.
Fuck Broncos.
If you want to get him on the podcast, I'll say the same thing. Fuck you.
I got one that I want to talk to you guys
Fuck
about.
you.
Bills Chiefs.
Yep.
You quit saying Broncos. Bills Chiefs. The Josh Allen trying to get over on 4th and 1.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Chiefs fan. I have a Facebook. I saw 96 fucking angles of this, and how am I supposed to know who to believe here?
It looked like he got across, but when you do not know, you have to go with the call.
Which angle?
Well, that's the thing. It's like that's why in those situations, what's so important is what the call on the field was.
Absolutely. If it is not definitive, I mean,
I saw that play go, and I saw all their replay angles. And I'm like, I can see his body, but he's not doing that Superman thing that he tried to do down the goal line when they tried to do a 2-point conversion. He's not doing that. He's got it on his chest, and he's turned around with his back to the...
The only thing that bothered me about that play from a fan of football standpoint is you had one line judge that had a better look at the ball, was spotting it first down.
Yeah.
The other one was spotting it behind the line, and then the one that had the little better view went with the guy behind the line. So that tells me that they weren't certain on it either, because I think he would have argued and said, no, it was here.
I don't know. I'd be interested in what happens when two, you know what I'm saying? Because you got line judges on both sides, see who thinks what.
And then they run out, and there are two different spots on the field.
Is it like if they're on the left hash, the left guy gets, on the right hash, the right guy gets?
You see it with touchdowns all the time, too, though.
Yep.
I'm channeling my inner boomer 1990 dad.
Okay.
It begs the question, does tech help or hurt sports?
Depends what the tech is.
Well, when you think about the society fighting behind it, we used to just accept the call by the ref. And now we have 96 angles on Facebook to look through, and we're sitting here talking about it.
I think people always had that opinion based on the pictures that they would see. But you're just giving everybody more of a pulpit to bitch.
I like it.
People love bitching.
Here's my problem with the way tech is right now, especially in NBA now.
Especially.
NBA, okay. Especially in NBA.
Especially in NBA.
I'm going to be a hot topic here.
The NBA, they will stop to see possession and everything else, where the ball goes. It stops the play for so fucking long that it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have 2 to 3 minute stoppages as they're going back and forth because it's that minute that it went off of somebody's fingertip, and they're arguing back and forth. Did it not? Did we see it move? Did it? Well, you just took 3 minutes. You made a call on the court, so let's go with that.
I'm going to take your word at gospel here because I stopped watching after Allen Iverson when I was in the 5th grade.
He's a degenerate gambler.
I'm going to be honest. The NBA lost me. I tried. My dad watched the NBA back in the day, but I will tell you right now, it lost us both. The March Madness is kind of fun. I have a fun idea where you just play the last 2 minutes of the game because that's all you really fucking need. You'll know it's a blowout. You'll know it's either going to be a nail biter, and it takes 39 minutes to get the last 7 seconds out.
Right. You watch defense at least in college basketball.
I will say I think there's a level to be argued in profitability of sports and tech invested in them to allow the bitching, to allow a gambling, and to allow an assertiveness.
It's two things. First is, I don't think you're ever going to remove the bitching. You could come up. I think
No.
you could come up with a
Long before sports
You
betting,
could
there was
come
the
up with
bitching.
as close to a perfect of a solution using AI and cameras, and like you could put chips in the fronts and back of the balls, like they could tell you where they are. You know what, man? At the end of the day, the replay official up in the booth is still going to be the one interpreting the data and making the call. So the problem is, like, I would love to say that there's a way that you could probably take all the human interaction out of it, but even if you could, that's not going to get rid of the bitching.
That is
It's
why
not going to get rid of the complaining.
I propose the compromise between scripted dumb shits and it's a completely perfect game dumb shits. And I argue it is a game of talented individuals playing their hearts out for a lot of money. And there's a lot of money on the line for all of them. And I think that they have an entertainment aspect that they must maintain for captivation for viewers. And that leads to bias and penalties to create game.
You're right. Here's what I want to know. You brought up they're making a lot of money. You know, I was in basketball. I was not a good free throw shooter. I was about 70% free throw shooter. How are these dudes getting paid tens of millions of dollars? Some of them $1 million a week, and are shooting 60% from the line. I mean, there was Shaq, but now you have these guys are a lot skinnier, a lot thinner, a lot more athletic.
If you're a 1, 2, or 3, you should be shooting 85% from the line.
I believe,
absolutely.
Well, money is what's that old show? Whose line is it anyway? Money is a system where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Oh yeah, the points don't matter.
Well, the points matter.
I love that show
to an extent. I mean,
good
it
show.
determines the win or loss. But yeah, anymore, especially in the NBA, it's just blowouts, blowout after blowout.
So only play the last 2 minutes. You'll get the same effect.
Well, I mean, I think that the NFL wants to be more like the NBA in that way, though. Like the NBA, I mean, you tell me. I don't watch it much because I can't tolerate the lack of defense. It's flashy. It's pick and rolls.
Well,
it's
there's no more need for defense because it's all threes.
Transition ball.
I watched a game the other night. I think it was with the Boston. There was over 100 threes per team shot.
That's great.
I think Travis Kelce summed up the NBA beautifully with that hand jerk motion when he got that penalty.
You better watch what you do. Open your hand like that. You fucking.
All right, here's what I want to know. I want the Chiefs to win.
Okay. Oh,
I want the Chiefs to win.
You fucking fan.
I know, right? But I think they're.
Are you betting on them?
Oh, of course.
Good man. That's why I tell everybody it's like this bullshit. It's all in the bag for the Chiefs. I'm like, fucking bet on them then.
And to clarify to all of our listeners, I'm not laughing at Randy betting on the Chiefs. I'm laughing at Randy betting on the Chiefs since Randy's such a Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan.
I gotta defend myself.
There
real
you
quick.
go. I am gonna play devil's advocate though. I think they gotta stop the run. Yeah. I mean, you had Hurts run it 3 in. You had Barkley run 3 in.
You should check. You should see what Chiefs' run defense was the whole year.
It was good.
You know what I think you need to watch? The fucking Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm going to.
Saquon's a hell of a player. Like that's going to be a tough.
I mean, the championship game, he opened up and Ken-Zee will love this. I believe it was a 69-yard opening run back.
But it wasn't 420 yards.
Here's the problem, though, and I mean this is a sincere analysis of the teams playing each other. You can look at how they stack up kind of this way. Chiefs are rounding into form. They're getting healthy. They're as healthy as they've been the entire season right now.
Yeah.
They've watching them play the Bills. They called plays on the Bills that they have never called in the entire season. I know they haven't. Like the linemen for the Eagles were like they were running shit. I didn't see in any film study. This is not a play we've ever seen. That the diamond. I don't know if you remember. There's like the second Pat touchdown. They're in that diamond formation, and the right tackle. Remember this run goes right. Okay, Jawan Taylor pulls left.
Yeah.
What the hell is he pulling left for? Because he wants them to make them think they're fucking running. I mean it's. Man, Reed does not get a lot of credit for being that guy who just like baits you.
The Chiefs wrote checks that the Bills got turned into Williams.
Yeah, they did.
Well, another thing too is like one part that I don't like about Reed's approach. It worked, but he said our one go-to play when we had to have it was going to be a pass outside to P. Ryan.
Yeah.
That was the only time that he got the ball, did anything. That guy is talented. He is wasting away there on the sideline.
He's a third back, though.
He is, but I would argue he's second back.
He's old.
Well, Pacheco's had he hasn't been great since he came back.
Pacheco needs a off season to get back.
Heal, yeah, I agree.
To heal, to get back, and
Hunt's obviously the number one. If they need 2 or 3 yards, they're not giving it to Pacheco.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's only getting like 20 yards a game.
You realize that same play to P. Ryan was the play that iced the Texans game too.
Was it?
Same fucking one, dude. Yeah. Trips left.
Yeah.
Flood to the right, and they rub off, and all they do is create it's like picks.
You guys are flooding this with a lot of betting and fantasy.
Well, I think you were at the game, so you didn't get to watch the Eagles game.
Yeah,
but we watched that at our tailgate.
Yeah,
oh, did you?
Oh,
nice.
Bitch, dude. We are spoiled.
Lots of TVs in the
We are spoiled.
So, with that being said, though,
do you know what you can do on a phone now, Randy?
Oh, I know.
Well, you can have the Fire Stick and a TV sitting out there in the thing.
Right?
Starlink up there.
Well, you can also cast stuff off your phone.
Cast on your phone. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Chiefs are going to come out with some good shit, but the Eagles got some good. Their receiving's not good.
The Eagles aren't as good as they were when we beat them the last time.
Either the Chiefs.
I would argue the defense is better.
The defense is better.
The offense
does win games,
is just different. Dude, hold on. You're gonna have a hard time convincing me that Pacheco. God, who was the tail? I think Pacheco's first year as a tailback when they played the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Regardless, MVS, Juju Smith-Schuster, those were our receivers. We have D-Hop, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. I'm just telling you. I mean, other than Kelsey's dropped off. Obviously, he's not the same thing he was 2 or 3 years ago. But still,
can I get you guys maybe in unison?
Depends on the game. He's just not as consistent.
I think they don't focus on him as much either.
Did spend the game live action, had some fun. After that game, a lot of Bills fans said the same thing I heard. Or a lot of people were saying this. I heard it many a time, mostly from Bills fans. I'll phrase it that way. That was the fucking Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, well for them it definitely.
For them it was.
I think that would. I think if Allen wins,
you think? Bills Eagles. I'm curious.
Yeah. I will say I did hear that the AFC Championship game that just this last weekend was the highest rated game all year.
Big time.
Highest watched game.
I believe
all
it.
Big
time. I believe it.
But the thing is, I think that. And I think the Chiefs Eagles will be I think it'll be watched a lot too. I think the last one was like the highest rated that season too. But man, the media, the fans, man, we've become that. We've become the fucking meme. The Kansas City Chiefs have become the meme where it's just the map of the United States and who everybody's the labels like who's cheering.
Missouri's got the Kansas City here and everybody else.
It's like the Chiefs. Everybody else is the Eagles.
How many bombs does Jason Kelsey set off if the Eagles do win the Super Bowl? The fucking year he retired. He was on
New Heights. He was on New Heights today.
I mean, he did win a Super Bowl with him. So
yeah, he did.
I
with
get
Nick
it,
the
but
Dick as the quarterback, man.
I think okay. Let's be real. Everyone knows a brother in the room. Everyone has a brother.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You want to fucking beat your brother.
Oh yeah.
There's love. There's family, but you want to fucking beat your brother.
Oh, yeah.
There's a real.
I think it would have been more intense if Jason hadn't already won one.
Yeah.
Because as a brother, you're like, I got mine. Let's get you yours. Even though I think he'd already had.
You still know that when Mama Kelsey's wearing a separated jersey, you want to be the hugger at the end of the game. Like,
absolutely.
This is my field.
So we talked about record breaking and stuff, viewership. Do you think that it's in the best interest, as far as viewership goes, to have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
No, that's what I was going to say. It's like I think that the Bills Eagles would have been a very, very, very. There would have been a lot of viewers.
I think
there would have, but now you got to take away all the Swifties that aren't watching the Super Bowl
that is an argument.
That
is an argument.
I would argue that I think a lot of Swifties, even if they're not watching, someone in their household is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think it's hilarious that fans of a music star could
so let's be real.
Viewing numbers.
I think it was like 20% is their sales and revenue and stuff is up for the Chiefs because of it.
If you go to anyone, if you're watching the Super Bowl, you're a fan of football, it doesn't matter who's in it. Okay, we watch it every year. Most people go to someone's house and have a party or do this or that. Someone finds a reason. Yep. It doesn't matter who's in it. How many devices are actually watching the Super Bowl in the house? Usually one.
And
let's be real, the 9-year-olds in the other room, it doesn't matter if they listen to Taylor Swift or not. They're not watching it on their phones.
They only want to see if she's on the television.
They're looking up like boobs on their phone or something. They're not looking
dudes
up
playing
Swift.
sports
Yeah.
ball, blah, blah,
So
blah.
I still argue that the house has a 1 per viewer demographic typically for the Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah.
My kids will tolerate the Super Bowl. That's about it.
Yeah. So with that being said, what final score prediction? What do you think, Ken-Zee?
I talked about this earlier. I got 28-23 on my mind.
28-23. That's a good one. Chiefs.
City Chiefs.
Obviously.
Chiefs 31-27.
I'm thinking probably 24-30.
My gut tells me they're going to score. My gut tells me that they're going to score some points.
Hang on. Say yours again.
24-30.
And who's winning?
Chiefs.
Why the fuck do you put them second?
Because he's a weird bettor, and they do the order of the way things. If you can even understand like a betting sheet, that they speak a different language.
I'm so sick of
It's
your
all about the vig.
backwards metrics.
dude.
You say shit like that and it trips my brain up. So I'm like, wait, you said 24-30 clearly Chiefs. What?
Well, you got to add on, the spread, and then you got to think about, I think they're going to win by two field goals.
Chiefs
So what is their score plus 2 field goals?
Opened as 1.5 point favorites.
Yeah.
Chiefs did.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Oh, pretty much.
That's a why.
I love
a
you,
road game,
Randy.
that's a
God
wash.
damn, dude. That's a
real slight advantage at a neutral site game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that being said, we are probably going to air this before the Super Bowl comes out. And coming up in the very near future, we will have a guest, Nate Zier.
Oh.
And Brian, that will be your final episode as a regular weekly.
It will. Shall be.
It shall be.
Shall be done.
So we're going to take this time and, you're going to do some family stuff, hang out with the family, take a little more time with them, and still going to come in, right?
I will still contribute. I will just not be a regular host.
Now,
I will still call Ken-Zee's ideas dumb.
Yeah.
I will still make fucking as many Dallas Cowboys jokes as I can.
Yeah.
Towards Randers there.
Yeah.
And call out the way I say, especially.
Maybe.
Especially gonna do that.
I'll just start commenting on all the videos.
Now,
There you go.
Now let's take it away with his goodbye for a second, Randy, and let's
I'll
give
do time checks for every time.
let's give Brian the true farewell for the Something's Wrong Here roast.
Fuck.
We're talking about the guy who was gonna come on once a month, got so goddamn giddy couldn't leave us alone.
Yep. Couldn't do it.
That guy.
I could. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He wanted to
What?
pester us, I guess.
Well, you wanted me to pester you, so I'm just playing along really at this point.
No, from a real love perspective, I think you've helped develop this. I think you've helped contribute serious ideas to where we are and our tens of viewers that we're up
Yeah.
to.
Thanks, Randy's mom.
You've expanded my correct vocabulary.
Progress is progress.
You've expanded it, but you haven't corrected it.
I say especially 1 out of every 10 times now.
I'm just saying.
And I still never said irregardless.
You just said it right now.
Oh, I did just
Anyways,
say it.
Randy's an idiot.
Got you.
Randy is an idiot.
Anyways, definitely Randy's
Anyways.
Anyways, for sure.
But Brian, you're definitely coming back.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to continue to feature you.
We already got an episode ready in the works in about 2 months.
Your title cracks me up.
We're working on. I will tell everyone that I told you today. My goal is to bring enough guests to the calendar that Brian has access to that he starts to call me, going, "God damn it!"
All right.
Fuck you guys.
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity. And my wife would tell you, like, I'm never short for words. So if you need somebody to fill words in space, like, I'll yap with you.
I think that's why my partner Courtney and her and yours get along so well. Is I think that they want us to go have all of our words
Go
together.
talk. Just get out.
Shut the fuck up and go tell it to somebody
I bet
else.
they're lying to us both. I bet they're drinking margaritas together
It's not just my daughter's kind of the same way. She's a yapper. She can have the same kind of talks with people. So it kind of, I guess it runs in the family a little bit.
Inherited, huh?
You're raising a very intelligent one, though.
Yeah, she's done pretty well.
She's brilliant, buddy.
She's
So any final words, Brian?
go Chiefs.
Hell
Easy final words. I don't think that I don't know. I'm kind of bullish on. Yeah, I wouldn't even say bullish. The Chiefs I'll say it. Every time I tend to doubt them, I tend to try to cast a subjective eye on how they're going to do. It all ends up going out the door, and my analysis ends up being garbage. So
I think they love playing that way.
I think I'm just going to swing it and say they'll game plan well. They've got 2 weeks off. Andy Reid does great off bye weeks. So
welcome to the bettor's world. You get it all figured out. Everything's going good. Then it's that last leg. It's that last leg that just.
And in closing, personal note, had a great time. I mean, we'll still have good times. We'll still talk. Nobody's leaving. I mean, I'm just not going to be helping host all the episodes. I will be back. I promise. Compelling episodes are fun. We'll talk philosophy. We'll talk logic. We'll talk fucking bullshit politics. We'll talk crazy woke and unwoke and whatever the hell you want to talk about. If the shit don't make sense, I'm in here to come in and rant about it. So
I would like to put a challenge out to all of Randy's mom and say that if you want Brian to come back, tell us in the comments how many times per year you want Brian on this podcast, and we'll make that happen.
Yeah, put that in the notes.
Yeah.
So, no, Brian, thank you. Definitely been there for some good times, bad times, but I would say a lot more good times than anything else, man. It's been fun. It's been fun, and
it'll still be fun.
I'm glad you'll be back. We've already got a good one lined up.
It's gonna be. Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be fun.
It's not like you're gonna be a stranger.
No, I know.
That's the reason that I accept this a lot easier than
still live 2.5 miles away. So.
Yeah.
So it's not far.
Well, actually, Brian's address is.
He's gonna get one hate mail.
Randy's mom's dropping a letter in there.
One anonymous letter.
You left my son.
You have really nice penmanship. I swear it's an older person. I'm just
well,
and it's in cursive, so you know she's older than.
Oh shit! God.
So it's the Chiefs against the rest of the country. It'll be next weekend after this release.
That's not true. I got proof there are Buffalo fans rooting for the Chiefs.
What, all two of them?
Fuck off.
Oh, hold on. I do want to say one final thing, and this is a nice love letter to the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. We were at Alma Mater Saturday, picking up beers, and we met 4 people sitting at the bar. No colors showing any allegiance except for the one female who was wearing a Bills Zubaz hat.
Zubaz?
Has Zubaz on, just the
Zubaz, goddamn boomer.
Dude. I don't even know what Zubaz is.
You do.
You know exactly what they were if you saw the pants or the hats. This is a pattern. Okay.
I know exactly. Yes, I do know.
I really, really wanted to just talk shit the entire time I'm standing there.
Too nice, weren't they?
They were fucking so nice, dude.
I'm going to tell every one of Randy's mom listening, Buffalo is Kansas City in a different state.
Yeah. I do want to say something, though, that was crazy. So the 25th, we went out for our 5-year anniversary. Got downtown Kansas City, was going to a nice place. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There was people everywhere. And then I started looking around. Everybody's in red and blue.
Yeah.
And then I drove by Taps on Main. There was a line around the block. They had tables set up with Bills merchandise, and everybody was dressed head to toe in Bills gear. And it was around the block lined up.
Were there any Bills Mafia people jumping off of
I did not see that
platforms onto double stacks?
I did see the parking lot after the game, and there was discarded tables everywhere.
You want the best quick anecdotal Bills Mafia story ever?
Sure.
Yeah.
We go to Buffalo. We're having a fun time. We're at a bar. We're being treated like royalty.
Speaking of that, is there's still a standing bet? Was there this year?
Not this year. Circumstances have changed.
Absolutely.
But that said, previous years, a reward of this bet was this Buffalo trip. We're there, we're having a good time, and bartender comes over to us and he goes, "Do you recognize that guy?" And we're like, we look and point at a bartender. No. And he goes, "Oh, he was on Barstool Sports. Let me show you." This guy is Bills Mafia and jumped off an RV through a table.
Of course.
The media coverage that day had missed it, so they said, "Can you do it again?" The table was already broken. The first time the table broke, catching him a little bit.
Yeah, that little
give. The second time the table collapsed like a fucking baby deer. And it destroyed him. Like broke his tailbone.
Poor guy.
It fucked him up pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I've got a video if you want to see it. It's fantastic. But that said, nicest guy, and he found out we were from Kansas City, and he did the same thing that they will do in Buffalo if you're from Kansas City. Oh, you're from KC? Fuck you. Love you guys though. Love you guys. That was a great game, huh?
Oh shit! These people at the end of the thing were telling me, you should really consider a business where you take out of towners and run them around all the breweries in Kansas City. You need to know a lot about that stuff. I'm like,
the barley bus.
They're so like this. They're so nice. It's just like really pleasant people.
Dude, Buffalo people are Kansas.
I was gonna say, you just think of New York as assholes, but once you get out of the city, they're actually nice people.
Go to Buffalo. It is Kansas City in a different state.
It's colder.
Yeah, a little bit colder.
Really? It's pretty fucking cold recently.
Dude, Great Lakes.
All right,
man.
Randy, take us out.
Going off the lakes pretty good.
All right, I just want to say, Brian, thank you. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Love you, buddy.
Love you guys too.
Good to finish on a love you.
The dance.
I said it's good.